Hi, my name's Stuart and welcome to the HWM Aston Martin YouTube channel. Today I've got the pleasure of bringing to you the new Aston Martin Vantage. We wanted to give you a bit of a brief overview of the outside and also the inside of this car, along with all the technical changes that we've sort of had. Let's start with the front of the vehicle. So with the front of the new Aston Martin Vantage, we do have this new styling. Not only is this styling beneficial from a heating and cooling point of view, but also, as you can probably see, very resemblant of some product that we've had over the years, 177 being that particular vehicle with the brake duct cooling that we've got on the side here. There are some technical changes to the front. We now have high beam assist or matrix headlights in the front of the vehicle, and we've got an increased airflow across the front of the car because, as you probably know, we've increased the horsepower and the torque on this particular car by 35%. We've had to increase the cooling capacity of the vehicle, and that power has been increased to 665 PS and 800 Newton meters of torque, and that is all run through the drivetrain and out the back in an 8-speed ZF Auto with an E-diff. Moving you round to the side of the vehicle, so a few things I quite really like about new Vantage, and we're starting to see it appear. First time was on DB12. The new side strake, so not only has this got a function for releasing the air from the front of the vehicle, but also we've got Aston Martin stamped in the side strake here. So on a Vantage, we're back to having side strakes on the side of the vehicle. And what a quite a cool way to do it, by having the name script on the side of the vehicle. We have the new frameless mirrors on here with the 360 surround camera system, which is a fully updated system for the car, which will give you an overview of the vehicle from either out the back or out the front, and you can spin around on the screen, which we can show you that shortly. With big power comes braking. The Vantage brakes originally, they were pretty strong and would handle most things, but if you are looking to upgrade for that performance, this particular car, and is optional, we do have ceramic brakes on Vantage as well. Forged wheels, and they come as a 21 inch as standard, and they come in various designs and colours. So you could have things from satin black, black and diamond turned, gloss black, silver. So there's variations on there. Same again with your calipers. So whether you've got the cast iron brakes or you've got the ceramics, there are a handful of choices that you can have. This car's particularly got black, but you could have yellow, grey, red, and then there's some Q colours that you can have on the calipers as well. All wrapped in Michelin Pilot Supersport 5 tyres, particularly made for Vantage and also DB12 and probably future cars to come. This is a wicked tyre, so if you're looking for something that's got all-weather performance but also really good handling and characteristics and matches the car, Michelin and Aston have done a really good job on this tyre. We have some design changes down the side. We also have the new side sill. It's a lot larger than the other side sill on the previous Vantage, and that is for aerodynamics. We've also got a lot of aero underneath the car as well, and a few changes to the weight balance of the vehicle. So new Vantage is actually a 50-50 weight distribution. The previous car was pretty close to, but we have, Aston have moved some items, the engine, also the transmission as well. They've just made it a little bit tighter inside the wheelbase of the car, and that gives you that great balance across the vehicle. We've had some steering and chassis changes. We now have a non-isolated steering column, and that would just aid with having some feel and feedback from the wheel. Like a lot of modern cars now, we run an E-Pass system to try and get that road through into the driver's seat. You need to be able to have a much more connected feel to the steering wheel. Optional for Vantage, we have presenting door handles, standard feature on DB12 but optional on Vantage. So if you wish to have the presenting door handles, you can order those for your car. Moving you around to the back of Vantage, a few design changes around the back of the vehicle, but is the rear end that you are used to with the current Vantage, and for me I think you know, it is a really, really pretty car from the back. A couple of changes that you may well have already have noticed. We've also got these ventings in the side of the bumper here, and they will help extract some heat out of the back of the vehicle, but also really aid with the design, give it a much more muscular stance. And we've also now have some tail tips. Where on the previous Vantage we had a slightly smaller, more aggressive looking rear exhaust pipe, we now have an actual feature on the back of the vehicle. So we have the quad pipes on the back of the vehicle. And as you can see, a few things that you can do when you're speccing your car. We've got the black badges and the clear rear lights. You can have red, you can have chrome, you can also have silver or black tail tips. And then this particular car has got the pinstripe graphics pack on the back as well. So again, another feature that you can add if you just want that true personalisation on your car. Let's move you down the passenger side of the vehicle. A few other bits that are worth noting. There are a lot of choices that you can have personalisation wise, you know, with your windscreen, your window surround, but also your rear windows you can have now with privacy glass. We also have the upper package on this particular car is in black, so that's not just your mirror caps. We also got a gloss black roof on this car, but you can have carbon, you can have it painted. So if you want a subtle look, you can go all painted. If you wanted that more hard and fast sort of track focused look, you can go with the carbon fibre package across the top of the vehicle. And then finishing you off around the front again, where you get to see that new front end. And for me, a bit of a masterclass in design from the front of the vehicle. But we'll give you a bit of a spin round and then we'll show you through on the interior. So welcome to the interior of new Vantage. So yes, as I say, we got some massive changes on the outside. We've also got some huge changes on the interior of the Vantage as well. Number one being, we now have the infotainment or the Aston Martin HMI in here with the touchscreen. You've also got your CarPlay, radar guided cruise control. I mean, the technology is endless on Vantage, and most of which is controlled via the app. Let's run you through some of the other changes that we got in the car. So we now have available on Vantage, we now have a top spec stereo. So we have a Baron Wilkins stereo system. Unlike previous Vantage where you could either have the base audio or the premium audio, we now have the top spec audio in Vantage. And a choice of seats. You can have 3 styles of seats, and you can have a comfort seat, a Sports Plus seat, and now we also have this carbon fibre seat as well. So if you're looking for that more aggressive look and feel to the vehicle, you can now spec these, and then you can spec them in different ways as well. So you can have Alcantara, you can have leather, you can have a combination of both. You can have a light interior, a dark interior, or just a mid-duo like what we have in this particular car, where we have the seat in blue but we have the upper environment in a dark blue. A few other features that are worth knowing: if you are looking to take control of the vehicle, we now have the what used to be the sports button, and the suspension button is now on a dial. Some really cool features you can run through this. That will adjust the new DTX dampers that we got on this car, but also you can control the gearbox configuration, the throttle configuration, but it changes one of many different changes that you have to the vehicle now. And we also have a variable traction system. So for the first time in an Aston, we now have a variable traction system on the car. So as you would go up the dial, the less and less interaction you would have with the vehicle. The same in reverse. A few other quite cool features that we have in here: we now have the carbon fibre trim on the dash here. So we have an upper and a lower. Again, you can vary those if you want Alcantara with leather, or you can have carbon. And this car, as you can probably see, we have in a blue tinted carbon. Again, you can choose whatever you like on the interior of this particular car. We also have a glove box underneath the passenger side of the dash, and then we also then have a much bigger storage facility in the armrest here, with the jewellery pack that sits inside the car, the pinstripe through the vehicle here. You can change that, you can have that in a satin chrome, or you can have it in a dark chrome finish. Thank you for taking the time to watch our introduction to Vantage. I mean, there is a ton of changes to this particular car. We have just sort of skirted over a lot of the differences, but obviously what we wanted to do was give you a brief overview of everything they've put into this car. But look, if you want more details, do give us a call here at the showroom, or you can visit us here at hwmastonmartin.co.uk.